Hey.
Hey.
So yeah, we flew to Mexico City, and then from Mexico City we drove to the direction of Puebla. And I've been many times to Puebla, but I've never been to this place, the Salinas. It was amazing. It was amazing landscape and just really unique geography.
So Hector, you yourself have photographed all over Mexico, and it makes me feel nice to know that even you've never come across something like this. But basically, it's a very old way of farming salt. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they pump the salt water into these individual containers, and then the sun evaporates the moisture, and it keeps the salt there. And over repeating the process, they just can scrape it right off the top, and there you have it, some beautiful fresh salt. Juan is a very well-traveled guy. He's been to a lot of different places, sharing his techniques and sort of promoting what his community does.
The first day that we met him, which was like a more impromptu shoot, remember it was raining?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I discovered that he spoke English when I said, Hector, could you tell him to move over here? And he's like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, he was kind of like a salt ambassador.
The salt ambassador.
Yeah.
That should have been the name of that photo.
We can change it right now. The salt ambassador.
Salt ambassador photo.
I think personally, the best part of Mexico was eating the food, honestly. Tacos were amazing. We ate some delicious bugs.
We were actually lucky because many of those bugs, they're just like season. You know, you don't have them all year round. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that, man.
The best thing about traveling for this kind of work is you get to really experience the full culture, everything. And, you know, as much as I come back home and tell everyone, oh, I ate bugs, they had no idea how good it was when you season it.
That insect place, it was like a gourmet restaurant, and they correct me if I'm wrong, but they were saying that the reason why insects are popular there to begin with is because it's just a product of the environment.
Is that, and the other reason too is like before the arrival of the Spanish, you know, they didn't have any domestic animals. There was no really the source of protein, you know, there was no cows or no porks or anything. So one of the biggest source of protein was insects.
Hey Hector, did you study anthropology or something?
Yeah, I did a little bit.
Hey Hector, what are you, like 43 from Mexico or something?
Yeah.
Hector was there before.
Hector lived it during the Spanish Inquisition. Hector was there.
That's why I know so much.
Yeah, I love traveling with kids. I love it. Makes me feel young.
Yeah, they have a tough life, man. These guys.
Yeah.
So our other setup in Mexico is called the Red Chili Women, and rightfully so. It's Dali and some of her relatives, and they actually own and run an all-female operation, and they harvest these beautiful-looking red chilies here. And the photograph with the donkey came about because although they can use trucks and vehicles to transport chilies, when it comes to the really hard-to-get places up in the mountains, they still prefer to use the traditional way, which is the donkey. So that's how this concept came to be.
When we arrived to the community, you know, and Dali was explaining to us, you know, she said they were especially proud, you know, because they've been discriminated many times, and particularly in three ways, you know. First, for being poor; second, for being women; and third, for being indigenous. So they were really, really proud to have this company and, you know, succeed and have this project going on. I think that was really, really amazing.
Obviously, the production itself was amazing, but what Lavazza and Slow Food did afterwards was incredible. They flew 5 of the subjects from the calendar and us to Milan for the launch event. Thinking about waking up every morning at sunrise.
Wow, how cool he is. Doing interviews. All right, Joey, last question.
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite S stop?
Definitely 2.8, bro.
Cool, thanks, dude. Here we are in Milan, and we're here for the From Father to Son campaign, the 2016 Lavazza Calendar by Joey L.
Honestly, it was a good feeling. It was an honor to be part of such a project that was visual, but also important.
Working on it like 4 months ago. Oh look, there's a door. Joey's going through the door. Oh, he's peeking through the door. What's he doing?
Do you remember walking down the street and seeing the photos for the first time in the installation?
I do.
Okay, so we're on the streets of Milan, and the Lavazza Calendar stuff is everywhere. We're outside the event space, and here's all the pictures. Actually printed pretty good quality. And watch out for the Vespa.
We are in Italy. We went outside, and as we turned the corner, one after another along the sidewalk are these big pieces of the photo work. And it was just the first time we've seen these. Not, at least for me personally, it was the first time I had seen these not on my computer screen. It was physical in front of you somewhere, printed, and it was awesome. Here, look at this. You know what I love about this one? You can see the tears in his eyes.
You really can.
It's crazy. That is the Joey L effect.
oh, she's got a calendar. Okay, so we found an Italian in their native environment on a bicycle in Milan, and she has a Lavazza calendar. Okay, watch the
Cars. From father to son to bikers.
Oh, she was cycling.
Oh,
she was getting us. Those billboards were easy to photograph, but then we went into Expo and we had a little bit of trouble trying to film. So I'm here at the Expo Milan. We're tracking down some of my photos. It's a very nice feeling, to be honest. Me and Jesse were walking around the train station filming, and of course Expo has a lot of security, and all of a sudden some very apologetic Italian police came up to us and tried to stop me filming.
excuse me. You cannot take photo here.
Then basically me and Jesse came up with the solution of just walking around with my GoPro and not staying too long in the same spot. And that's what this footage is here, is just me wandering around, making it look like we're just, your average tourist going to Expo.
What?
Number 2 is English.
Well, being with all these people in their different countries and being on their property and photographing them, you get such a streamlined version of kind of their short history, and we're getting right to work. But to be in Milan and hear an official story, it's so powerful.
Well, you have to remember, Jesse, that we didn't choose people for the calendar just based on being photogenic or something like that. These are all community leaders. And I know for myself, when I heard them speak for the first time with the translation, I understood exactly why they were chosen for the calendar, and also why they're such prominent figures in their communities.
Oh, hey, I know that guy.
Look, I feel proud to have taken the photo, but can you imagine being Dali or Jesus or Caesar and walking around Italy and seeing your huge face on a billboard? That's got to be a special feeling.
I would say so.
But yeah, then we said our goodbyes, and everyone went their separate ways, back to their respective countries, feeling inspired, and who knows what they'll do next year for the next calendar.
Follow me. The lounge. Your work is beautiful work, and
Yeah,
but,
he was a very nice police officer.
But you can't take picture here. You just can't. You can't do it.